Well, our good friend, Eboni K Williams, we've been talking about her, for a little while now. Well, you remember Eboni K Williams, a lot of people was responding to her because she said she wouldn't date a bus driver. And Eboni had put out another commentary after that about, having children without men, freezing your eggs, say she froze her egg and everything in case she needed later. And she actually used her eggs. Now Eboni is going to have a little girl. This little girl is going to be due in August. She had got some, donor to give her sperm. Let me say something about that. When Eboni was talking about the bus driver, how he needs to own the company, you want to date her. Most men of means do not sell their sperm. You do know that, right? Like billionaires don't sell their sperm. Only a lot of times men who are struggling for money sell their sperm, and then you're not going to get much money anyway if you do that. And my message to men is stop doing that, because you're facilitating this society from being out of order. The reason why you having all these, Eboni K Williams and Brittany Griner and all that situation with her wife talking about having a child, because men are facilitating that. Bottom line. If you don't donate, then you put a stop to that, right? I mean, you're not putting a stop to their relationships, but you're putting a stop to, hey, you need to be in a traditional family to be having a child, because the only way you can have a child is by traditional means. That's the way God set it up. But Eboni, people was asking why she didn't wait to meet a man and, then have a child. She was saying, she told People magazine that, she was saying to them, no, F that. She's not going to wait. She's going to not wait to travel, not wait to do whatever. But this is my thing, Eboni. You're selfish. You're selfish. I'm a father, okay? And as a father, I think it's selfish to not have that child to have a father. That little girl needs a father just as much as that little girl needs a mother. And the normalization of single mothers in the black community is why our community is constantly in a certain turmoil, and that's why it's not growing as the way it should. Communities are built off of families, a man, woman, children. They're not built off of single mothers. No society does that. For example, look at the Hispanic community, even the migrants, that's who Hispanic migrants coming over here. They're coming over here with their wives and their children. They're not promoting single mothers in their communities. They're promoting family. And that's why those communities like that are outpopulating us, because they're having more children, for one. They're having more families. You have the East Indians. When they come over here, they have their families. They're not promoting single motherhood. The Asian communities, they're having families. They're not promoting single motherhood. Okay? So why is it that we in the Black American community are sitting up here promoting singlehood? This is why a lot of brothers have gotten so sick and tired and they flying overseas to go get a wife. Well, at least, because a lot of them still want to be with a sister, so they'd rather go get a sister from a foreign land that still has some traditional values. This is ridiculous that this should even be allowed. How you gonna have a child with no parent? That's completely selfish of Eboni to do that to this child. When she go to school, Eboni, and she go to a school and see the mother and the father showing up to different events and just you, what you gonna say, Eboni, when your little girl tell you, well, mama, where's my daddy? What about a daddy-daughter dance? Eboni, what would you say when your daughter asks you, well, I would like to do the daddy-daughter. Where's my daddy at? What are you going to say, Eboni? Well, your daddy, you don't have a daddy. Well, I was in school and they said that in order to have babies, you need a man and a woman. So what you mean I don't have a daddy? Are you going to explain to your child, Eboni, that I didn't want you to have a father because I was selfish? I got a donor from a man, froze my eggs, went through this expensive procedure to have you, robbed you of a father. Eboni, you robbed her of a father because you're selfish. You robbed her of making, something for her father for Father's Day. You robbed her of that, Eboni. You robbed her of her father walking her down the aisle. You robbed her of that because you're selfish. You robbed her of a father spoiling her. You did that, Eboni, by choice. It's not like you were a man and y'all, you got pregnant, y'all broke up. And even if that was the case, the father still could be in the life of his baby. But Eboni, you did that to that little girl, Eboni, because you're selfish. Shame on you, Eboni Williams. Shame on you for doing that to that child. Because you're not thinking about that little girl. You're thinking about yourself. There are times that you're gonna struggle with that child. And you're going to wish you had some backup with a man in there, her actual father. But we don't know who that is, right? That's a sin and a shame. Well, I don't need no man. I'm going to just do this. And I know you got these little rebellious, women in Western society, but I'm a father and I'm thinking about the children. Looking at my little girl's school, they do daddy-daughter dances over there. They do. They have issues. One of the fathers show up or whatever. And at my little girl's school, the fathers show up. But this little girl is not going to be able to have her father show up because Eboni chose to neglect her daughter by choice. And you can't, and let's keep it 100. You can't say that no man wouldn't be with Eboni K Williams. Listen, I already know there are plenty of brothers, even though she talking the way she talk, there will still be brothers that would be with Eboni K Williams. Hell, they got brothers that will hook up with Eboni K Williams pregnant as she is. Oh, yes, they will. Listen, I know black men. They will still hook up with her and be with her, even her big and pregnant like that. So don't say you couldn't find no man or whatever the case may be. No. That bus driver you talking about probably been the best father ever. But you didn't want a bus driver, but you think having a child, a test tube baby, that's a lot better for that child in the end. Eboni, I hope your daughter grew up and read you so much and go in on you for that, for robbing her of a father. Shame on you, Eboni. Shame on you for doing that. That wasn't right. You definitely had the access to get in a relationship. You had that. You just chose just to be selfish. And, your little girl, she gonna let you know one day about yourself.